So this video is a bit different from my regular content, which is mostly Sims 2 related, so I know it won't appeal to everyone, but I've been wanting to make a video about this for a really long time. I was hoping on getting another Sims 2 video out before this one, just because there's been a really long gap between my last video and now, but I was sort of, like, the idea I had for a video didn't work out, and then I've sort of been lacking inspiration. I have like a few ideas written down, but none of them really feel good enough. I also was hoping to make some Halloween themed videos, and this is not like Spyro is not Halloween themed. So I also recently noticed that I hit 3,000 subscribers, which is another reason I didn't want this to be my next video, because I know most of those subscribers are here for the Sims content, so it's kind of like, thanks for subscribing, and here's something you didn't want. But there was one person who commented recently on my Spyro Reignited Let's Play, which I still need to continue. The first and last episode of that I uploaded in January, and I did plan to continue it, but I just haven't gotten around to it. But someone commented on that saying they might be interested in more Spyro content. So if you are watching this video, I guess this is dedicated to you. So yeah, this is a prototype of the first Spyro the Dragon game, and I think it's dated at a few months before, maybe a couple of months before release. It's from June 15th, 1998, I guess. I think that's when it was released. It will be in the title of the video. So yeah, I'm very excited about this actually, because I've played the first game a bunch of times, and so it will be interesting to compare the differences. If you've played it before, hopefully you'll be able to notice the differences yourself. Also, I'd like to thank HWD405 for making this amazing prototype available online, and I've included some links in the description if you'd like to check that out yourself. I'm pretty sure this guy's voice has changed.
Free the dragons in the Artisan world, then seek out the balloonist. He'll transport you to the next world.
What about Nasty Norg?
That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, so another thing is, and I don't remember if this was in the final game, I'm just gonna like do this quickly.
Thank you for releasing.
If you try and skip it,
in the Artisan world, then seek
it just says this is important.
He'll transport you to the next world.
Also,
what about Nasty Norg?
That's all I can tell you.
I don't think it happened this time, but when I was doing this before, his legs were like halfway through the ground for some weird reason.
Here's Nasty. I'll torch him.
Get off to some sheep first.
This is definitely
creatures
different.
release butterflies, which Sparks the dragonfly eats. Sparks protects you.
Sparks protects you. There's a lot of voice acting changes. Another thing is, and I'm pretty sure this was changed later, I forgot to do this before. I was supposed to do this first, but I forgot. There are like flags. Also, the draw distance is like really low on this. There are flags hanging from the towers, which they removed later, which is like, I don't know, kind of interesting. I'm not sure why they did remove them. It might have just been because you can, like, the texture on them isn't obvious. I'm wondering if this is still in it. I don't think, like, I think it was mostly done by this point, so there are a bunch of things they've changed, but I don't, what was that about? Oh, okay. Is there, like, a specific order to this? I don't remember that. Yeah. Okay, that's weird. Okay, so I don't remember them lighting up before you get all of them before, but that seemed to light up. They removed that later, so that it would only light up after you've gotten all of them. And if you haven't played Spyro before, this is also kind of... You're not supposed to do that straight away, because you're supposed to discover it based on a clue later in the game. It's just called flying, and I don't think it was called flying in the final. I think it's called something flight, right? And in this it's just called flying. And there's no sounds either, because there's supposed to be sounds when it goes down. I don't know whether to do that straight. I'm not going to go straight into that level quite yet, because I want to check out some other stuff before I do, because that's like a flight level. I think I'll go into this one, Stone Hill, so that's still called the same thing. Okay. So one thing I do know has changed. I guess I'll get there in a minute. We'll do this first. What the heck? This doesn't even... They didn't finish this dragon. Yeah. This is almost like it's supposed to be a prototype, right? But I didn't realise there's actually quite a bit of unfinished stuff in this version as well. Watch the dragonfly Spyro. Its colour indicates its power to protect you. Yeah, so that's interesting. Because I do know that there are a bunch of changes. I don't know all the changes, so some of these are going to be a surprise to me. Some of them I do know, and some of them are the same, I think, as in the demo version of this game. If you ever played one of the PS1 demos of this that was released in like some PC magazine in the 90s, then you probably will have noticed there was a couple of things. I think the fountain colours were different, for one, and the return home has a gem floating in it. Now this is slightly different because in the demo version it had the usual gold return home thing, which I'm not sure what it's supposed to be honest. It's like some weird gold thing. In the demo version, the gold thing was still there, as far as I remember, but it also had the floating gem, although I might be remembering wrong, because it's been a really long time since I played that demo. But, oh right. I don't know if that gem counts as a gem, though, and I didn't really want to go home. I should have thought about that. I got tricked by the gem! Okay, let's go back in. Another thing that's different about this version is, if you go here, the little dragons are gold. They're not silver. I don't know why they changed that. It's kind of... I guess it's just like some aesthetic choice, but some of the changes... Wow, all the dragons here are doing it. This vortex will take you back to the Artisan home. Yeah, I can see why they did remove that panel though, because it's the same as with the dragons, like the base, and it just looks weird to have that for return home. Now the return home function in this game was completely useless really, because you could always just exit the level, and unless you, often when you've gotten all the gems or whatever, you're actually like further away, so these gems are still in. I think most of the gem placement is still the same. Yeah, often by the time you've completed the level, you're not actually anywhere near the return home thing, so it's like almost pointless really, but it's still there anyway. Yeah, some of the things that were changed are so subtle that I really wonder what they were thinking when they changed it. Like, why did they change it? Like, oh my, you can see the gem through the... Does that normally happen? It's clipping through. Yeah, some of the stuff they changed is very subtle. I think they changed something related to the blueness, like maybe the colour of the scarf or something, I can't really remember. You can't skip this either, you can skip it in the final, but there's no option to skip the animation here. When you free a dragon... Okay, I'm not going to read that. I don't know if the text has changed, I think it probably has from the final in a bunch of cases. I'm hoping the dragons aren't like this in every level, or like most of the levels, because that's a bit... I wanted to compare the voice acting. So yeah, I'm wondering if any of the gameplay functions have actually changed. No, seems about... It is like mostly done, but there's some stuff like, you know, the voice acting of the dragons hasn't been put in, and some of the objects have changed, and textures. So I think it's safe to say that every dragon does this in this world. Yeah. Oh man. This isn't at all how I would normally be playing this game. I'm not really playing it properly. So I'm sort of thinking about all the changes and stuff and not focusing properly. I don't think that egg blast thingy is normally there, is it? Like the... I don't know. I'm probably over-analysing this now. A lot of this is probably just there, but I never pay attention to it. I'm not... You know, I'm just gonna exit the level. If I decide to do 120%, I'll come back later. So yeah, I'm gonna go over to Toasty now, which won't open yet, I doubt, because I can't remember what the requirements are, but I haven't met them, whatever they are. I think all of these...
Cool, Flash. Do that again.
Yeah, he doesn't
The
want to say
Artisan's
that.
boss is through the portal behind me. You can challenge him now if you feel you are ready.
Yeah, they've changed like all of the voice acting. Well, I assume it's the same guy in a lot of cases, but I don't. But it just says boss. They hadn't decided on a bunch of the level names, I don't think. Like, it just says flight and this says boss. And then they've changed like the intonation. They redid a lot of these lines later, and some of them the scripts changed as well. So this guy's audio has changed a few times. It's different in the demo from the final one, I always remembered that. And I'm wondering if it will be different in this
Press
one.
the jump button twice to glide. And don't be afraid.
Of what?
Falling from high mountain peaks, plummeting into prehistoric glaciers, crashing through...
Oh, that.
Yeah, I think in the final one they removed the crashing bit, and I don't really know why. I think it might be because it's supposed to sound like Spyro is cutting him off, but it doesn't really. So I think they just decided to edit that part out, because it doesn't really sound that way. I don't know though. So this is still called Town Square. It seems like most of the normal levels still have the same name, but they decided to give the boss levels and flight levels specific names later, which of course makes sense, because otherwise it would just be like flight every single time, and that would be a bit weird, I don't know. Or maybe it wouldn't, I don't know. I'm used to the flight and boss levels having names, but I suppose they don't really need names. You can do like some kind of double jump here, and I don't remember how to do it, so you can get up there quicker. Oh, yeah, now I'm wondering if all of the dragons in the levels don't have voice acting yet. I don't actually remember what he normally says either, so I don't know why, but some dragons sort of, their voice sticks in my memory, but with others I wouldn't have remembered anyway. It's like I don't have them in my memory for some reason. I don't remember, but I don't think this music normally plays straight away here. I think it sometimes I might be remembering wrong though, I don't know. Yeah, that was clever. Why did I do that? Oh! What's going on here? There's usually a platform here that you jump onto so you can glide over there, but oh! Interesting. So I guess they changed that. I'm just gonna go over here first. Yeah, there's a blue gem in the fountain now. I don't really know if it counts as a gem. I'm assuming it does, but okay. Yeah, so later they put a platform here, maybe because it was sort of less obvious. I don't know. And oh, this has changed too. So quite a bit of the map has changed. There's usually a I'm just pointing stuff out, but if you played it, it'll be obvious anyway. And if you haven't, then it doesn't really, I don't know. They've got, yeah, this is usually 2 levels here, but here it's just completely flat. You normally have to jump up to get up to another part of that. Good work, Spyro. You've seen all of Town Square. How do you know that, though? I mean, I might not have. In fact, if I did that double jump thing from down there, I wouldn't have seen all of Town Square, so... But I didn't do it, so... Yeah, so that gem does count as the last gem. I suppose that was supposed to incentivize people to actually go into the return home, which makes a lot more sense. I don't know why they removed that. They did, but they left the return home thing in the game, and it has no gameplay purpose in the final release. And I don't know if that's because they accidentally left out the gem and it was supposed... I don't know, I don't think so, because like it still adds up. It would be very broken otherwise, because there'd be like a missing gem and then you would never be able to complete it. But yeah, I don't know why they removed that. It's also possible to go over there, to like fly over and into Toasty, but I've never managed to pull that off. Speedrunners do that. I pulled off the double jump in Town Square a few times, but it doesn't really make sense if you're doing a 120% run, because you have to go around and get all the gems anyway, and I always do that run, so I don't know why, but... Oh no! Okay, so I'm gonna go into Dark Hollow next. Sparks doesn't seem to pick them up, like he does with gems. So that's still called Dark Hollow. I don't know. Maybe I'll do the first 2 levels? I could do. Well, I can always like split it up when I'm editing it. just like just talking about this in the video. I mean, not the first 2 levels, I mean the first 2 worlds. They've got like blood on their swords here, and I think they usually do. Another thing is that I don't obviously normally play the game with this definition, so oh right, yeah, the key, obviously. What am I doing? So because it's higher definition, there's a lot of things I'm noticing that I don't normally notice as much. I'm wondering what's going to happen down here. Are these guys the same? They seem to be. Yeah, these were always annoying when I first started playing. And like the oh no, no. The direction they're facing, I believe, is like randomly sort of generated using a random number generator, so it's kind of luck, and sometimes you can get past them more quickly than other times. Use the triangle button to zoom in and oh wait. Also, for some reason, this game doesn't seem to be affecting the vibration of my controller, which it normally does, so that's a little weird. It's weird compared to my... Oh, don't forget that gem. I think I've forgotten that gem before a bunch of times. Get back and get that treasure chest, I guess. Yeah, there's no way to skip this animation, but there is in the I'm glad they included the option to skip it, because it is a bit more like the first time you see it, okay, but then like after you've seen it once, you don't really need to see it. I always wondered what the point of this was. In later Spyro games, they introduced kind of a pseudo-achievement system where you could sort of get like butterflies and stuff if you did certain things, but there doesn't seem to be any point to lighting these fires, but they're both there anyway. So I think it would be cool if that did something, but... Yeah, it's annoying how that you don't pick. I'm going to try that. I always fail that. Glide. There's a bunch of stuff that, thinking about it now, like the things that you kind of should do if you're speedrunning. It's very different to just playing the game normally. Big enemies cannot be charged. Okay. Okay. I don't know if I actually got all the gems in that one. I didn't. That sound effect's different too. They've changed a bunch of the sounds. I actually prefer the one they settled on in the end, so... Yeah, I'm missing a gem from that level. I'm gonna have to go back there at some point and get that. However, to do Toasty yet. Let's go see what happened to the balloonist. Actually, we need to do the flight level too. I kind of want to do that one. Hop on board, Spyro. He never has a voice actor, and I don't know if they ever intended to do one, if they wanted him to be, like, more mysterious, so they just... What? Oh, I clicked go accidentally. Why is everything green? I'm gonna have to go back. Okay, so we're in the Peacemaker's world. Why is the balloon so low? They changed that later too, which makes sense. Yeah, I don't want to be here. We're going back. Love how it's just called flying. I mean, that is what you do. Okay. I don't... This isn't the best way of doing this, what I'm doing right now, I don't think. I can't remember the order. There's like orders that you should do this in. These planes are like the most annoying thing. Does it do this the whole way? Oh, I'm so glad they changed that in the final game. That, like, noise that's happening right now is usually only happens when you have like 10 seconds left. I have done this so terribly wrong. See if I can get it there. No. Could have been worse. See, this is bad now because I'm not keeping track of the time. What I normally do is start paying attention to the time when that noise happens. And now the noise is wrong. I feel like I'm gonna fail this. Don't fall in the water though. Not actually how. This definitely isn't the order you want to be doing this in, but oh well. Oh, that dinging noise. It's so annoying. Someone definitely pointed that out in play testing or whatever. Okay, what I think I'm gonna do is I'll get these, I'll get the chests, and then I'll go back. Hopefully that should work out, as long as I don't fall in the water again. It's not actually water though, is it? It doesn't even look like the water in later games. That was stupid, I missed that chest. I can get it on the way out though. It's kind of just like goop. That's what I saw. And in later games, they actually replaced... The water looks different in later games, but they still have goop, and the goop looks like this, which I find interesting, because it's like there's no water in this game at all, just goop. I actually did it this time, and you can't skip this either. There's a lot of stuff that I think you can normally skip that you can't here, which is not great for the speedrunning. I wonder if anyone's like done a speedrun of the prototype of this game. Probably not, because I don't think there's many uploads of it in general. Okay, we're going into boss. Boss. What's it called normally? Toasty, that's it. It's called Toasty. I was thinking Dr. Shem for some reason. These walls are kind of annoying, to be honest. You have to kind of like jump when you flame them to... I feel like the music has changed, but I can't really remember. Yeah, this feels like music they ended up using later in the ice caves. And I don't think it was used here. So it's interesting that they've changed up a bunch of the music. They obviously changed their mind about like what world it suited the most before. They like finished before they finished it. Okay. Yeah, to be honest, I think, well, obviously I'm used to the way it was set up, but I do think that this music works better in the Ice Cave level, and the one they actually went with is better. Okay, I've lost a bunch of sparks, colours now. I don't know if you can tell, but I had to pause recording for a second there because I wanted to see how loud the volume was, but I couldn't actually see because the recording's too big and it's always lagging in VLC. Good luck defeating this boss. He has some tricks up his sleeve. Yeah, that does not. The delivery through text is. Oh look, he's like a pumpkin. So that's sort of Halloween themed, very vaguely. You know, just like slightly Halloween themed. You've got that like scythe there still. Okay. So there's 2 levels in this that I didn't get all the gems in because I wasn't paying attention. So if I decide to do 120%, which I suppose I should just to compare it, I'll have to go back later. I'll probably not do that on recording. Now we're going to the Peacemaker's world. Seriously, why did I can see why they moved the balloon, because it does look weird down there. It's like a little bit too low. It needs to be I mean, I think they resized it actually as well.